So what is Docker image? So the Docker image is nothing but packaging everything required for an application. When I said everything, in order to run an application, what you need application code. The first thing you need is application code. The second thing is computer. You need a computer to host your application. The third thing is basically the dependencies. Dependencies in the sense, let's say you are running a Python application, right? And you need to have a Python installed on your computer in order to run the Python applications. For example, you need to run a Java application, right? Java application is nothing but you have a Java code. We had a Java code, right? We did use the sample Java application for Packer, not Packer, for Maven builds, right? And you have a Java code, and in order to run the Java code, the first thing we did, we installed Java. Where did we install Java? We installed Java on Amazon Linux. So Amazon Linux is an operating system, and you have a Java as a prerequisite, like a dependency, and you have application code, the application code that we got from Google, or like a Hello World or whatever it is, right? And you will have all those details in a single package. That package is called a Docker image. Okay, that package is called a Docker image. And where do we work, like how it works? We will have that. We will get there. Okay, are we clear what is a Docker image?
Megan Vishnu.
Okay, so you have the Docker image. Now in order to run your application, all you need is just a computer with a Docker installed. That's it. For example, you have Docker, Docker image, right? The Docker image, which is in like a Java application or whatever. And now you want to run your Java application. What you need is exactly a computer. What is our computer in this case? An Ec2 instance, for example. And we need to install Docker in it. That's it. You are not installing any Java on Ec2 because your application is running on Docker host, not on Ec2. But your Docker is running on your Ec2. Let me, don't be confused. Let me explain in a simple scenario. Okay. So, for example, this is my Ec2 instance. This is my Ec2 instance. Okay. Now, this is my, I'm saying this is my Docker image. What I have in my Docker image is I have my operating system, OS. Okay, OS. And I have application code. And I have dependencies, whatever the dependencies that need to run, that needs to be present in order to execute this Java application. For example, what is the dependency in order to run Java application? Java should be installed, right? Now I can take this whole image and I will run this image here. Basically, I'm not installing any Java on this Amazon Linux. That means Ec2 that we are working on for testing purpose. Okay. I'm not deploying any code. I'm not deploying any Java code here. And I'm not using any application specific host. I have an operating system over here, which is Amazon Linux. Okay. But this Amazon Linux, only the Docker is using this Amazon Linux. That means we are installing Docker on top of Amazon Linux, but we are not installing any application on top of Amazon Linux. We are installing everything inside this Docker. We are packaging everything inside this Docker. Hey, why would I do that? What is the advantage? Right? What is the advantage? Like, Vishnu, you are telling us like your Docker image also have an operating system. It has an operating system. Amazon Linux also has an operating system. This is an operating system. Then you could install Java on EC2 only. You could deploy your code in Amazon Linux only. What is the point you are having a separate package with operating system and Java and everything? What is the use, Vishnu? Come on, you need to tell us, right? That's a good question, actually. Let me explain. Let's say I have this EC2, Amazon Linux EC2, right? For example, and I need to install an application which is written in Java and which is serving the Nike.com, for example, okay, which is serving in Nike.com. Let me go to Nike.com. I like Nike shoes basically. They are very good for running. Okay, let me go to shoes, whatever. Right, this is Nike.com. Okay, this men application inside this Nike.com, you see that /men. This is just a directory. So they create a directory folder called men, and they will add all these details, the shoes, clothing, accessories, sale, whatever. They will put the files like, HTML files or Java code files, whatever the files inside the directory. That's it, very simple. And what else? If this men has been implemented in Node.js, okay, this kits has been implemented in Python, and this sales has been implemented in Java, and this woman is being implemented in some other like, whatever, Python framework or Scala or whatever, right? Now how I can deploy this application and those individual apps called microservices. Basically microservices is nothing but in order to reduce the dependencies, they are loosely coupled, okay, they are very loosely coupled, and in order to reduce the dependencies, when I say reduce the dependencies, let's say I want this main application has been implemented in Java. I don't need to install Node.js on top of that, right? I don't need to install Python on top of that. All I need, install Java, reduce the dependencies. The advantage with the microservices to reduce the dependencies. Basically, they are loosely coupled. You could deploy them anything. Let's go back to our topic. Now I have these 4 apps. They are being implemented in 4 different, frameworks. I can call them as a microservices. How I can deploy them in the same virtual machine, right? And if I'm using one virtual machine, should I install Java, Node.js? Maybe they could mess up. Or if I install Python one version, Java one version, and Node.js one version, maybe they could mess up. The application code that we've been implementing for Python 3 and Java 1.8, but the Java Python 3 and Java 1.8, if they are together, there will be a conflict or there will be a something else, and which is kind of messy, okay, which is kind of very messy. And when should I use only virtual machine? I don't need to have any, other, operating systems. Amazon Linux is fine. Let's say this Nike.com is a whole app, right? For example, this Nike.com is a whole one application, and I'm okay to allocate one virtual machine for that application, and then okay, I can use just virtual machine. I don't need any Docker, or I don't need any, other container orchestration tools. All I can do, just for example, this Nike.com has been implemented in Java. All I can do, go to my Amazon Linux virtual machine, install Java and install dependencies, and deploy this Nike.com application which is implemented in Java. What else if I have a multiple microservices, right? And that is the main advantage by using, Docker. Now the same way, what I can do, this is a Java, right? This OS is Java, dependencies Java, Java install, and this is a Java code. This OS is Python, for example. This is, consider this one as a woman, okay? Python. Operating system is some whatever. Here maybe Ubuntu, CentOS, whatever. Here maybe Ubuntu or CentOS, whatever operating system. And but dependencies is Python, application is Python, and this is a Sail. One more Sail application, which is in implemented in Node.js. Dependencies is Node.js. Code implemented in Node.js. Okay, and operating system is whatever the operating system. This is flexible. You could use any operating system that you want, and it's only Linux basically. I'm not sure whether it's going to work with the Windows or not, but only Linux. You could use any flavor of Linux operating system inside a Docker. Okay. Now all I need is just I need to install Docker on this Ec2 instance. Okay. Just I need to install Docker, and I can deploy all these images called microservices on that Ec2 instance. That's it. I don't need to install any Node.js. I don't need to install any Java. I don't need to install any Python or whatever. This is the useful of Java. This is the useful of Docker. Are we clear? Any questions? Any doubts?
బేసికల్లీ మీరు ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే
Your voice is very low. Can you speak a little bit louder?
బేసికల్లీ మీరు ఏం చెప్తున్నారంటే డాకర్ ఇమేజ్ అప్లోడ్ చేయడానికి మనం ఇంతకుముందు జావాకి అన్ని ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసాము, దీనికి అవసరం లేదని చెప్తున్నారు కదా. ప్యాకేజెస్ ఏమి?
What I've been telling you is you need packages, but they're all packaged before even you deploy. This is our computer, right? For example, you are packaging your Java operating system, application code, everything before you do even deploy. You are not there, you are not at your computer yet, but before you go to your computer, you are packaging everything. Okay, basically what I'm saying is మూట కట్టి ఆ మూటలు తీసుకొని దాంట్లో ఏమని చెప్తున్నాను నేను బేసిక్ అంతే. Very simple, straightforward. So you are packaging each and every of your microservice before you deploy to your computer basically. Does that make sense, Rani?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Hello? So the real-time advantage is, let me tell you, let me explain the real-time advantage. The real-time advantage.
Where do we get the packages, Vishnu?
What is that?
We have to like packages.
When we need to package the code?
Yes.
Remember we did use the Maven build, right?
Yes, Vishnu.
So if you are using Docker, you don't need any Maven build basically. You are building that jar or whatever, that jar and whatever, the tar jar, whatever the file will be inside your Docker basically. So I will explain the simple scenario. We will have a real-time example now. Okay. So the main advantage with this is I have 4 EC2 instances. Okay, 4 EC2 instances. I have 6 microservices. 6 microservices. All I do, just this is where we are paying money basically. We are paying money for the compute resources. Okay. Okay, we are paying money for these resources, compute resources, which is nothing but EC2 in our case. This is the computer we are buying from AWS. Okay, I have a six microservices, and I have for example 3 or 4 EC2 instances, for example, that I can provision. All I can do, I need to install only Docker on these 3 servers. That's it. I can deploy these 6 microservices on top of 3 instances. When can I do that? When I package these into microservices. What is the the technology that lets you package your application into microservice is a Docker. That is a Docker. Okay. Then what is the difference between container and image? I think I should have this container and image. Container is a runtime instance of an image. An image is nothing but a package. But when a package will become an application is you need to run it as a container. Don't you don't need to worry. All we can do just 4 commands. That's it. End of the day, we will need to know just 4 commands. So, but I want to give you the best examples, like a best description as much as I can. That's why I'm trying to make you understand. Okay. And the container is nothing but runtime instance of your image. You build your image with operating system, Java, or whatever prerequisite and application code. Now, how your package will become an application is all you need to do, just run that container, run that image as a container. Okay, simple. The way we start a virtual machine, right? The same way you start your application. When you start your application, your image will become a container. Okay. These are the microservices that I just explained. What are the microservices? Modern cloud native apps are made of multiple smaller services. The smaller services like a break the service, men, women, sales, things like that. Useful app, we call this as a microservice. That's what we did. Okay. Now let's go to our real-time scenario, and let's create an EC2 instance. Okay, let's run our first sample Docker application on top of EC2 instance. Okay, and for that, what I will do, I can go here and I'll try to grab that. Can someone tell me how to install a package in Amazon Linux? Yum.
Maven VN package.
No. Install a package means like operating, how do we install a package? When I say package is
sudo yum install.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so the package is not like application package. The when somebody say package, that means like a service, I can say. Okay, how do we install Maven? Maven is a service, something like that. Okay, so sample Docker application, sample Docker example for EC2 on an EC2 instance. Okay, let's see. Docker basics ECS. No, not ECS actually. Yeah, run Docker on EC2. Maybe this can help. Do you think so? Yeah, this is not helping. Yeah, I wanna give you very like a simple and a good example, so that if something if you don't understand at any point of time, and you can just go here and try to. The best way to learn their documentation only, because they are the ones who implemented them, and they need to tell us how we can use them. Okay, sample Docker, run sample Docker image on EC2. It's Amazon Linux EC2. Build and deploy Docker images to Amazon EC2, and let's see, maybe we can get. See that this guy is saying you could write CloudFormation script to build everything. If you guys go through this documentation, you will understand much better than the people in the organizations at the moment. Actually, But how do I run a Docker image? This documentation, man, telling you, this is EBS block storage. Let's try to create our instance. So we'll log into our instance. We'll install Docker and we'll write a simple Docker file. I'm going to use Amazon Linux review and launch. Launch. Okay. So we'll be ready to start. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Okay. So we are going to install Docker. Okay. And we are going to start the service and we are going to have sample Docker image. Let's see how does that work. Okay. And this is the document that I'm trying to find out. I'm going to add this document to our group chat. You guys can save it for your reference. Okay. Let's check our instance is ready. CD, go back to downloads. Share my screen. Copy. Yep. So I want to see what is the operating system, like a OS version of this computer. Can someone tell me the command? Ec2 OS release. This is and this is Amazon Linux version 2. Now I can go to the documentation. Okay, where is it again? Yeah. So here you see that there are multiple commands that you need to, multiple steps you need to follow for the same version. So if you are installing, install the most recent Docker engine on Amazon Linux. This is the Amazon Linux 2. And this is the just Amazon Linux. We are using Amazon Linux 2, right? And let's copy this. First, I need to update the packages. Let's go update the packages first. Sudo yum update. How I can check these logs, like what packages are updated and how we can check all these details? Can someone tell me? How I can check that logs actually? I'm running a couple of yum commands right now, right? And I want to see when those were executed. Can someone tell me how we can do that? By going to var log folder, right? We navigate to var log folder, and there will be yum log and contact all logs. You will see all logs over there. Okay. Now the Docker has been installed. Once the Docker has been installed, what you need to do? Any service that you install, okay, any service, you need to start the service and you need to enable the service. Forget about like any service, Docker, Jenkins, Git, whatever service that you install, okay, you need to start the service and enable the service, and you need to make sure check the status of the service. Okay, I could use systemctl as well, not only service Docker start. I could use systemctl as well if I want to. Okay, and now let's check the status. Docker enable. Okay, so the service command won't support that actually. So let me use systemctl enable Docker. Now I will see the status. Status is up and running. Okay, and I can I can try to execute the Docker command. docker. Did it work? Okay. Docker what? User Docker command self-sufficient runtime for containers. Yeah, it worked. Okay, let me run Docker info. Got permission denied. Why? Why permission denied? That's strange because I'm running as an EC2 user. Does that EC2 user have Docker permissions actually? We don't know. We don't know. So let's assign the Docker, this EC2 user to the Docker group. Okay, and let's go here. This is we are modifying this EC2 user permissions, and we are adding this EC2 user to the Docker group, so that EC2 user can execute any Docker command. Okay, that is the real-time scenario where we use user mod, group permissions are. Let's go here and change the modification. Okay, and let's try to Docker info. Still okay. Reboot the server. Sudo restart. Okay, restart is not found. Let's reboot the server. What you are doing is you are just restarting your computer so that the change that you made will be effective. Okay, and let's go to our Ec2 instance, and let's make sure whenever you start or you make any changes to your service, you make sure that you restart the service. Okay, and that's the way. Whatever the change that you make, when you restart the change, the operating system, the Linux daemon will process the change basically. Okay, now let's go here. Let's connect to this server again. Let's connect to this server. Okay, Docker info. Yeah, now I got the Docker information. You see that run version, whatever, all the Docker information that I got. So now EC2 user will be able to execute the Docker commands because we added this user to the Docker group. Okay, now let's go and create our first Docker file, first Docker image basically. What is the Docker image basically? Let's go to the documentation. We discussed what is Docker image. Okay, and we have the Docker info ready. Create a Docker image. Okay, so what happens, like how a Docker image will be created? You are saying that you have everything that are need your application to be run will be packaged, right? And how those prerequisites, OS and your application code, everything will be packaged. Like how can you do that? By creating a file name called Docker file. This is the mandatory. This is the exact name. You should give this name, the Docker file. Remember when we execute Maven commands, where did we execute the Maven commands? At the same location as a pom.xml, right? The same way, when you create your Docker image, the Docker command should be executed at the same location as your Docker file. And this Docker file as a D capital is a mandatory. You cannot give like a Docker file, or this is my file, or Raju.file. You cannot provide the name like that. This is the absolute the same name of the file that you need to have in order to create your Docker image. Okay. And in the next step, we will see we will be saying that everything that when I said everything, operating system, application code, and dependencies will be packaged into a single image called a Docker image. So this is the from, you see that from, and use Ubuntu as an operating system for this package. That's what it means. Okay. Ubuntu as an operating system for this image. That's what it means. Okay. And this is a prerequisite. Do you see that install dependencies? For Ubuntu, okay, for Ubuntu, apt-get is a package manager. For Amazon Linux and Red Hat Enterprise Linux and CentOS, what is the package manager?
Yum.
Yum is the package manager. Since this is an Ubuntu, you are installing package manager using apt-get. You see that this from will get you the base image for your application. This is not your EC2 OS. This is not your EC2 operating system. This is the operating system for your Docker image, so that this is the application. This is a simple web application. You see that index.html, and which will print hello world. This is a very simple web application, and you will be having Ubuntu as an operating system for this web application. Okay. And for this web application, you need a prerequisite, which is nothing but Apache. You are installing Apache. You see that run? This run will execute the command. That's it. It will run the command. What command you are trying to run? apt-get install Apache. That's it. And this is you are running simple shell script. You remember? Echo hello world. You are printing hello world, but you are directing this hello world to this file. Okay. You are directing this hello world to this file. That's it. Okay. And this is some configure Apache. These are the steps that are needed in order to configure Apache. Okay. When you install Apache, you will get this run Apache.sh, which will be given by the Apache people, like Apache people. When you install the dependencies, that's what it means. When you install some dependencies, you will get that compute like a system-based configurations, and you will get this run.apache run as apache.sh file. You will get from this installation. Okay, and this command will run. Command and run will do pretty much same. Basically, run will run this command. Command also will execute this shell script. That's it. That's all. Okay, and this is your Docker file to create your Docker image. What is the application here? Application dependencies. Apache is the application dependency. Application code, simple HTML code. You see that? This is the application code. This is the application dependency, and this is the operating system for your application. This is how we build a Docker image. Okay, let me copy this. And what is the file name that I should have? A Docker file. Okay, I need to make sure that I have the Docker file. Okay, let's go to Docker file. Okay, and let's paste that. I like exactly what is that? I like strange things. I want to change it to, for example, I want to change it to CentOS. Okay, CentOS 7. I want to use different operating system and let's see whether it's going to work or not. Okay. Yeah, I will let that update like that. Okay. I want to use yum instead of apt-get because I'm using CentOS as an image, right? Yum. And yeah, I want to print. I'm tired of hello world. Okay. Let me print something else. This is so much fun. Okay. Let's create this. Okay. The command to build a Docker image is very simple. Let's since we are following the documentation, let's go and follow this documentation. Okay. And this is the command that you need to build. This is your tag. -t is nothing but tag. So you are gonna build a Docker image, and this will be the name of your Docker image. That's what -t means. And you look at this dot, right? This dot, if you are providing this dot, means you are at the same location as your Docker file. Okay, you are executing this Docker build command in a different location, not at the same location as your Docker file. Instead of this dot, you should provide the exact path of your Docker file. Okay, exact path. Okay, let's go here, and I would wanna replace this hello world to hello Docker, something like that. Let's see. Okay, it's building. Ooh. Okay, seems like the command bin bash and yum update return non-zero code. You see that? So this is the problem. Is this okay? And it's skipped. So what I need to do, I need to change the Docker file. This icon Y was a problem actually. Now this time it should work actually. Maybe there should be the same file, I guess. Docker one. Let's see. Command bin bash yum install Apache return 0. Why? This is yum update -y and then yum -y install Apache. Oh, whoa. I get what it means. Apache, if you are using yum, right?
The package manager needs to be changed.
What is that?
Is the package manager needs to be changed?
No, it's HTTPD actually. So if you are using apt-get, it's Apache, but the Apache is nothing but HTTPD. And let's try that one more time. And let me give the different name. Doc, something like this. For Ubuntu, we will run as like, is it gonna work? Yeah, downloading packages, complete. Boom, it should work actually. Okay, hello doc successfully tagged. Now let's see whether it's built or not. Okay, and we are just, we will use Docker images. That's gonna give us all available images, Docker images. The first command that I use to build an image is Docker build. Where did I build that image? Exact the same location as the Docker file. Okay, let's build a Docker images. You see that? So this is a hello doc latest that we just built. You see that 29 minutes ago. Hey Vishnu, what is this CentOS? This is like a 5 months ago. You know what this means? 5 months ago, they added the CentOS 7 image to the Docker repository, centralized Docker repository. When we are, when we are saying that from command, this from, what it will do is it will grab that image from the centralized repository. Same with the yum, right? When we try to install anything using yum update or yum install, yum will get that package from the centralized repository. Okay, centralized repository, it's going to download and it's going to install. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, are we clear? In order to build an image, the command that I used, Docker build, is a command, and -t, nothing but tag. I'm giving a tag, Vishnu. The image name will be Vishnu. Where I have the Docker file, exact same location as where I am at right now. Okay, now I want to see, like, we are good with the Docker. What is Docker? Docker is a, image, right? We build an image. Just now we build an image, right? Now, how this image will become an application? When it will become a container, then only it will become an application. How an image, sorry about my English, but how an image will become an application, right? Become a container, right? And just simple command. You see that this run, Docker run, will add runtime to your image. How simple is that? Very simple, right? And this -p export, you are exporting your application to port 80. That's all about it. Okay, and just a simple run this. Go here. Do I have to change anything from here?
Yes, the file name.
File name.
That's image name. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
is this okay? Yeah, no?
No, I think it is Docker doc. Sorry.
Yeah, you see that? So this is the
Hello doc. Yeah.
this is the image that I have. Okay, and this is the image. This is the tag, right? Whatever the tag that we did provide, that's we need to provide the same tag actually. Okay, and just run it. Oh, there is a problem. You see that? Ec2 Apache 2 env was not. Yeah, we install HTTPD, and when you install HTTPD, this location will be different actually. So it's a www HTTPD blah 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 blah, and I don't think that's worth it. And let's go back to our okay, and create a new Docker file and we'll build an image on Ubuntu only. Or I can simply, I don't need to actually remove the file actually. I removed the file actually. Okay. Yeah, let me create again the same file. And let's see. Okay. And from CentOS 7. Next, what we have here, install dependencies, right? Let's install dependencies. Install. So windy outside. Install dependencies. Okay, spelling mistake. Yes. Okay, and run yum install yum update -y and something like this, right? Yum install -y httpd. Okay, and next what I have to do, just a simple run what this guy has here. Let's see. Next, install Apache and write hello world to this message, right? We already installed Apache here. So what we are going to do, we are going to add this hello world. Not hello world, I'm going to change the name again. Let's see what happens. Because I want to win. And remove this run. Something like this. Okay. What is the command should I use? Docker build -t, that means name. What name should I give? Send to February, something like that. Okay, dot. Let's see. Okay, successfully tagged sent to February, right? That means sent to February batch, something like that. So dot.
Vishnu, it is giving some warning, right?
Yeah, that warning related to that CentOS actually. Whoever is built that CentOS, right?
Okay.
So that's regarding the base image CentOS. That's nothing to do with us actually.
Okay, and some failed command is a failed thing is also there, right? Can you go little down?
Build down. Okay.
Yeah, little. 3 times I noticed that.
No, that is so couple of times it's failed because we changed the base image actually from Ubuntu to CentOS, and we
Okay.
have to change that package manager. For Ubuntu, the package manager is apt-get, but when we change the base image to CentOS, we need to update the package manager to yum. Okay. And
Okay.
there is no where Apache, because we are not installing any Apache 2. We are installing HTTPD for CentOS, Amazon Linux, and Red Hat Enterprise. So, but this one, this warning, this is related.
Yeah.
Yeah, the base image actually. We don't have to do anything with it. Okay.
Okay.
Did I answer your question actually?
Yeah, Vishnu.
Okay. Now we will run this container. This is the image, right, that we just built about a minute ago. You see that? About a minute ago. This is 9 minutes ago, and this is about a minute ago. Now let's run this. What is the command should I use to run this? I don't remember the command. I'm so lazy. So what I will do, I'll just do history, copy, and what is this? Sent. Hopefully that will work. Okay. What is that? Why I become a root? Okay, if I run this right, now I'm connected to the server. You see that root, and I'm connected to this node actually. I'm inside this Docker, I guess. Okay, do ls. Let's go to var httpd ml. Okay, so this is the index.html that we have. Okay, vi index.html. February batch is doing really great, right? Okay, now we are inside the container, and we have this context. This is a web application, right? This is Apache web application. Let's go to our instance. Let's change the inbound traffic rule in our security group. Okay, and then let's see whether this is working, really working or not. This is all about Docker, actually 4 commands. That's it. People call Docker, just 4 commands. So do we have to change outbound rules or inbound rules? Inbound rules, right? Okay. Add a rule, allow all traffic, and I don't care because I don't have any secrets security for this application, and nobody is capturing my data. All I had to do, just grab here, open a new tab. I have my own application. I don't need Nike anymore. So let me go to Nike. Okay. Wow. Okay. Let's go here. Because I have a feeling that this is taking HTTPS. So remove yes, colon. Let's get the public IP of that instance. Okay, right here. Let's get the public IP of that instance, and let's run this. Refused connection. Why refused connection? TP. Should I have to add 480? Something like this. Did I add all dependencies actually? So Not sure. The container should run, right? Docker status. Okay, nice. Sudo systemctl Docker status. System. Systemctl Docker status.
Status Docker.
Yeah, you're right. Docker is running. Docker is up and running. But when I run the container, it should run it here actually. So let's run the container one more time. Docker run -8. Okay, let's go here. Let's follow this documentation. I might be missing some dependencies, I guess. That's what it seems like. Docker IP, mission IP. Okay, let's see. Docker IP. Let's go to our instance. Docker mission command is not found. Let's go here. Let's go to the documentation again. No, this is not the one. We're using Ec2 Instance. This is the public DNS value for which McAutos used to connect to the instances. Make sure that you security group for the port instance allowed inbound traffic. Okay, port 80. Let's go. Let's go to our security group one more time. Okay. Let's go to our security group. Have all traffic, right? All traffic, it should pop up. Port 80. That's fine. Let's do add rule. Okay. Now let's go to our instance one more time. Copy. No. Why I did change the inbound traffic rules as well. Why am I not getting anything? Sample Docker. I'm missing some dependencies, I guess. Docker image with CentOS base CentOS 7 as a base OS. Yeah, try that one actually. If you use that AWS thing, it's gonna work immediately.